Hello, you lovely, wonderful people. Welcome back to another Noah's Forge stream. I know that we should be doing a Nuzlocke right now of Pokemon Platinum, but after watching the Game Awards last night and seeing the extremely hyped trailer for Elden Ring nightrein, I wanted to come back to Elden Ring and just kind of explore and appreciate the world. So I took I would say mid-high level character. Like a little bit higher than mid, but not like super high level character. So we can just kind of go around and check everything out and appreciate the challenges and world building. So, there's one thing. I don't know, I am struggling to talk today. Give me a second. So, when I played this game, I wanted to play it completely blind, not look up anything, not watch anyone else play it. I wanted my full first experience to be my own. So, when I finally beat the game, I had 120 hours in it. A lot of that from just getting lost, especially in Caelid. But, one thing I noticed when I finally did beat the game, and I was like, okay, now I can watch some YouTube videos on it, is a lot of them always brought up the catacomb over here. And they're like, this is going to be the first thing you see when you play Elden Ring. And I never went here. I didn't know there was a catacomb here. I had no idea. So I immediately ran there to check it out. And I was like, yeah, man, I gotta remember to do this, because everyone says it's like the first thing you do when you start a new character. And then every time I make a new character, I forget it exists again. And I have no idea how, for so many people, it ends up being like the first thing they end up doing, or their eye gets drawn to. And maybe my brain just don't work right, but I have no idea how this is supposed to be like my first instinct. Because I feel like your first instinct would be to go to the Church of Ella, right? And then from there you'd follow the road up. But yeah, so many people have the experience of coming here and doing the catacomb first. So this is today's first stop, so I can kind of appreciate what is a lot of people's first impression of the kind of catacombs or dungeons of this game. Kind of see like where the journey begins, you know? So I didn't even have to search for a specific character that hadn't done this catacomb. The first one I clicked on just hadn't, because as I said, I always forget it exists. So yeah. Oh, I'm used to games where X is the talk button. Hello. Proper death means returning to the Erd Tree. Have patience until the time comes and their roots call to you. So we get our first little lore bomb here. I never noticed the ghost mushrooms around him. Interesting. Because a lot of people have talked about that theory that the Erd Tree roots kind of come out like a mycelium network. Goodbye. So yeah, we're extremely over-leveled for a beginner area, but as we keep exploring tonight, hopefully stuff gets a bit stronger. Really interesting to me to kind of go back and try to place myself in the mindset of people playing this game for the first time, how I played it for the first time. I definitely played it wrong, because I have no sense of direction, and I got real lost constantly. But that also led to like the most fun discoveries, where it's like I felt like I found things out all on my own, because I got so lost and would find neat little secrets as I did so. Grave Glovewort. What is the nature? Do I not have a shackle on this character? No, here we do. I don't have Moog's shackle, but we have Margit's at least. What was the attack? Ah. Down you go. Seems we put down a few of them. That was a little lightning spear. Kapow. We gotta keep an eye out. Oh, I didn't even notice you. Look at that. It's kind of funny. They put like kind of hidden ones that are obvious. So you get them and you're like, yeah, I got the trap. And then you turn the corner and you find the slightly more hidden one. And you're like, ha, didn't fall for that one. And then they have the even more hidden one to finally trip you up. And you're like, fuck me. God, I love this game. I forgot to open my chat. Lev, go to bed. In my time zone, it is not even 8 p.m. yet. Why would I go to bed? Also, I hope you are well. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, little guy. Crazy that he can cover that entire distance with his attacks. I was just trying to kind of slowly walk back until he fucked off. Alright, so what if we jump down here? I already killed you with a lightning spear. You're getting a lot of... Oh. Almost made us fall off. Alright. 8 p.m. is global bedtime. I don't think it is. I am also tired today. But probably a lot less tired than you. My cat Bubbles, she has been very upset lately at night. So, I think she's been getting lonely. Especially with her brother gone, so... She annoys me all night long. And basically keeps me awake all night until someone else in the house is awake for her to spend time with. So I don't really even get to sleep until like 7 a.m. when someone else wakes up. And we fell. See, I haven't been getting good sleeps lately. That's okay. Yeah, for first catacomb, that's actually pretty good. I like that the lever is hidden down on that ledge, so you normally just kind of keep walking. Kind of introduce you to the concept of the imps and the traps and the Glovewort. So, a really cool thing is crystal darts in this game. I have always been a really big lore guy when it comes to the FromSoft games. I get super into the lore. I actually have, I believe on this channel, a several-year-old video before I was willing to talk in my videos of me kind of guessing the lore of Dark Souls 3. And I was proved right, by the way. I was pretty fucking right. But, yeah, so I always read the item descriptions and stuff. So I read the crystal dart item description, and it was talking about how it was used to make golems. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it'll do like bonus damage to golem enemies like the stone imps. So I whipped it at the imps, and then it possessed one, and it started fighting the other imps. And I was like, what the hell? So I was like, the coolest discovery for me. And then I was on the stone bridge, and I actually made another video about this too. But I was on the stone bridge heading to activate Godric's rune. And there were the two big giants. And, you know, it clicked in my brain. I was like, wait, these guys are made of stone too, so they're golems too. And I whipped the darts at them, and they started attacking each other. And I was like, holy shit. I thought I made some fucking, like, groundbreaking discovery. I guess a lot of people got into that pretty fast too, though. You've been awake since 4:30 a.m. and now it's 11 p.m. and you're ready to punch something? I'm sorry. You could go build a snowman and then punch it. So my kind of first journey here, I was more or less following the road. I remember this camp was really cool to me. I wanted to take out the whole camp, so I did get the map fragment. And then I kept exploring. And so my first day was very much me just being lost. Second day of me owning the game, my brother got it. So we started going through the game together, which was great because he could help me a lot. Because he gets less lost than I do. But yeah, so I'm going to show you the very stupid thing I ended up doing. My very first time playing this game. And I think I've mentioned this in like every other video when I play this game. Just because to me it is so funny how I managed to get this lost. So, oh yeah, another thing. Where are these? Come here, doggies. So, I've been playing the Dark Souls since Dark Souls 1 on PlayStation 3, right? And after Dark Souls 1, I went to Demon Souls, and then Dark Souls 2 came out, and I loved that. But the obvious thing about all those games is you don't have a horse. So I did everything on foot, and oh my god, I never picked up this golden seed. So yeah, I never used Torrent for the majority of my first playthrough until like probably a little after Liurnia of the Lakes. Like when I got to Leyndell is when I started getting used to actually having a horse I could use. So yeah, I spent a lot of this game on foot. And I was walking around here, and I was kind of looking for stuff that I could loot. So I was going through here, and I can't remember exactly what happened. I think my cat distracted me or something. Anyway, so I wasn't looking and didn't notice the pathway over there. And kept walking, and I was like, oh, more loot. Got my berries. And just kind of kept walking through here, right? Oh. You know, killed those bats. Got more berries, and I was like, okay, now I'm on the right path. Because I entirely, like, I was so absent-minded and ditzy, I didn't notice the actual path. I came here, talked to the crone. She says nonsense. Right, crone?
Your thing. Oh. Head to the foundation, traverse Realu, and reunite the half. Oh, but the bridge only Stormvale Cup.
And so she tells me Stormvale Castle still stands tall. I did not know what that meant. I keep hopping on Torrent when I'm trying to retrace my original steps. I did not use Torrent at all. I was very dumb. So anyway, I fell down here, and I actually started getting the idea at this point that I went the wrong way, right? I looked around and was like, okay, this can't be right, I'll go back. There is no going back. I am stuck down here. I also rarely use the fast travel because, again, in previous games you'd have to rest at a bonfire to use fast travel. So I wasn't used to just being able to open my menu and do it. So I continued looting everything I could, because I loved looting stuff. I was like, there are little presents all over the road for me. Delightful. Makes my pea brain go, yay. I believe there are some wolves up here I ended up fighting. Oh, something died. Okay, I think I also didn't have a crafting kit yet. So I didn't even know why I was collecting stuff. Because it's sold by Kale, but I didn't know that. Again, first playthrough went entirely blind. There are the wolves. So I took them out, easy peasy. More road snacks to collect. Got it. Playing this now, I can't believe that I did this all on foot. I'm summoning Torrent to make this faster. Yeah. And I always stop to fight everything, because I'm like, oh yay, more souls to level up. Or I guess in this game, runes. And I kept going for a very long time. We're actually going to skip ahead to about here, because getting here was hellish for me. It was so bad because of the crayfish. The crayfish lobster things. They killed me so many times on the way here, and I was getting so mad. I was like, what is their fucking bullshit sniper range? Their super accuracy. Yeah, on foot I made my way all the way through here. And of course, I never went back to see Ronnie, so I didn't have the ability to summon anything. And when you're as underleveled as I was, because this is the first area I really explored, these Elden orcs are actually pretty frightening to fight. So I tried to fight them a few times, and they were strong, they hit like a truck, they were pretty tanky. My shit was unupgraded, I was like level fucking 15. Ended up just running away from them. And what did I had the Reduvia dagger, that's right. I did go through that way and I killed the whatever, and I chose Hero as my first class because Arcane was a new stat type in this game. And I wanted to see what Arcane did. And then I got the Reduvia dagger, because that worked on Arcane. And that NPC happened to drop it, so I did all of this. And these guys were so strong. Again, it was unupgraded, and I didn't know how much strong bleed was in this game. And I was very low level, so I actually did this whole area as a stealth mission, jumping up and around the railings, and yeah. See, they don't really notice you if you're sneaky enough. So trying to get in close. And then I'd backstab him. And then with one down, I could get to the other and take him out one-on-one. And I did that the whole way through here. Trying to be as sneaky as possible. And I think when I got to this guy, I just jumped the railing and ran because I was scared. Ran over here, crouched around, and just kind of kept walking around the pillar until he fucked off. And I had to wait for him. It was actually so fun treating this area as a stealth mission and being so underleveled. Where backstabs were the only way I could really kill shit. Let's see, when does he turn around? Well, you know what, I might have actually hid in the bush because I don't think he'll notice you when he's walking through. Yeah, so you can hide in the bush Assassin's Creed style. Oh fuck, he did notice me. Anyway, I killed him. Kept making my way around. You want a one-to-one recreation of my first playthrough? I would need to get my brother for that. Because this was the saddest part of my journey here. Made it all the way around. And then I got to this gate and I couldn't proceed. And it said I didn't have the key. I was like, well, what the hell do you mean I don't have the key? And again, whenever I play a new game, I adamantly refuse to look up walkthroughs or anything. I want to complete it 100% blind. I hate using walkthroughs and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, the key must be in the town somewhere. Spoiler alert, the key is not in the town somewhere. So I spent a solid 3 hours. I killed everything here with the backstabs, except for the fire thing. I only ever ran away from the fire thing. I couldn't figure out how to kill it. But I slowly backstabbed everything else it has. Explored the entire town here. Never found the key. Ended up calling it a night because it was getting late. And then my brother wanted to play together the next day. So I went to the Grace to teleport back, even though you don't have to, because that's what I was used to. And teleported back to the first steps. And that is how I eventually escaped Lyranny of the Lakes. But yeah, never even touched Stormvale Castle, did not know it existed. I didn't know I could go up here. So it's really funny to me that I made it all the way here. And then, of course, I beat the game. And I see all the stuff where it's like, everyone's first hurdle was seeing Margit, the Fell Omen. And I was like, Margit? That's what they did first? No, I remember the first area I went to was Lyranny of the Lakes. And then realized I just got so fucking lost. I ended up here somehow. Which is honestly impressive. I kind of want to do a playthrough where I'm not allowed to use magic or talismans and have to stay rune level 1. And then make it so I have to eat like once or twice an in-game day to sort of see how long a real human, quote-unquote real human, would be able to survive here. And see how far I can make it before my first death. Probably not very. Yeah, that is the story of my first day in Elden Ring. Because I think, what was it? I think the game was supposed to release at like midnight. So I got it and it released. So yeah, I spent probably until like 5 a.m. fucking around. All the way getting up here and doing that. And then I went to sleep. And then yeah. That was my very first day in Elden Ring. And it'll always be super memorable and I love it. But I also missed all of the classic first experiences other people had. I never went to this catacomb. I never fought Margit. I was fucking around with the crayfish over here. And refusing to use Torrent. Well, not refusing. Forgetting that he existed entirely. What did I do again? Why did I have the Reduvia dagger by the time I was here? I think I actually followed this road down instead of up, because I was afraid of the troll. So that would explain how I ended up at Murkwater Cave. So I had to remember, that was like, what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago now Elden Ring came out? And I was very sleepy at the time. Yeah, I wanted to do this stream where I just kind of appreciate the world, go over like my first experience in it, and look forward to the next experience with Elden Ring nightrein coming out. I have seen a few things, some rumors online that it's going to be a roguelike, which I would actually hate if that were the case. But don't get me wrong, I like roguelikes, but I wanted a new Elden Ring game, not a roguelike. Yeah. So after that, oh man, the next place I got lost is pretty embarrassing because I spent 5 hours lost solely because I'm an idiot. So I ended up, where was it? My brother and I were playing together. And we went all the way up here instead. So we didn't go this way. So again, we have still not encountered Margit at this point, right? And we go through here, and my brother was actually psyched because every time he plays this game, he does a guts build. And then he logged off for the night, and I kept playing. So I eventually kept following the road all the way down, and found myself here. And this is another moment of me being stupid and stubborn, which every game I've ever played has a moment like that. Like refusing to figure out the proper way to Goron Village in Breath of the Wild. And I just kept killing birds and eating them on the way to regenerate my hearts as I burned the entire way up the path. So this was my, that moment in this game. Going across here, getting shot by the ballistas. And I kept going, and I kept running. And this was like the first time I really could acknowledge Torrent. I still forgot to use him constantly after this. But after dying several times, I got on Torrent and was like, oh, I can run past to not get blown up too much. Slowly took out this whole camp down here. I think because of the Radon Festival, we actually don't get as many NPCs here. Just to immediately die to the ballista up here. That is normally stationed up here. I spent a solid 5 hours here. I even killed the troll at the top. I wiped out all the enemies. I went all the way along here. And this is where I'm a fucking idiot. I never once noticed I could go down here. Because I looked at it, and it didn't look like anything. So like 3 hours were spent just running circles around here trying to figure out how do I open that gate? How do I open that gate? And then I eventually got here, and I looked at this, and of course, you know, me forgetting I had Torrent again, I was like, okay, I can't get up here. So I ended up sliding down the side of the cliff here, killing all the enemies down there. And then spent 2 more hours, so 5 total hours. Stuck here thinking this wasn't a place I could go. Just learn that, yes, you can just walk right around here. So I stubbornly braved the ballista bridge. Just for this bullshit. Just to get super lost. Did I not kill that in this file? Okay. And yeah, so I did everything super underleveled my first time playing this game. Like, by the time I reached Fire Giant, I was probably level 60, 70. Well, a lot of people are around level 100 by then, to 120. So, this was actually, like, super strong to me. It felt like I was fighting a mini-boss. Because, like, even on the super overpowered character, took 2 shots to kill. So it took, like, 100 hits to kill. And of course, I didn't know how to get smithing stones yet. It is so fun just to retrace my steps and walk through, and I know it's probably boring for everyone else. It does not open from this side. Sarah, could you please open the door for me? Why? I may have messed this up. Why is he not opening the door? Anyway, this was a good, like, Dark Souls 2 throwback moment, seeing the doors with the enemies on the other side. Maybe he doesn't open it. Maybe I'm going insane. God, it felt so good because I spent those 5 hours lost. When I finally got here, and I was like, oh my god, I can enter the level. And of course, this was long before I activated the Radon Festival, so there were enemies just everywhere. It's actually kind of weird. I haven't explored this area post-Radon Festival before. So it's crazy to see all the enemies just being gone. Well, except this dog, of course, apparently. It's also very much like a Y moment. A lot of this game has kind of Y moments with the shortcuts. We're like, what is the point of this shortcut? The ladder is right there. See, are the dogs still alive? They are. The lion dogs. Oh, and another enemy that killed me many times. This little bastard right here. If he got me with all 3 shots of his crossbow, it was instant death. Every time. Can I not open this door? Man, the festival changes so much. That's okay, there's always a workaround in this game. There we go. Ah, this part was great. So, I was playing with my brother at this point. We were trying to get through this tower together. And of course, these lion dogs are like fucking mini bosses. Scared the shit out of us to see 2 of them here. So I ran in here. Can I even open this door? Can't. Why are so many areas locked off? Anyway, so I ran in there. Because again, pre-Radon Festival, I could activate everything. And hid in the doorway. And then he had to run in there in his world. And I kept summoning him over and over again. And sending him out to do little bits of damage on the dogs. Until he finally killed them. And then we did the same thing for him where he would summon me over and over again doing little bits of damage. So that was a good time. And then of course there are normally enemies with flamethrowers all over up here. So they fucked us up a bunch. And then I actually got stuck on this boss, the Crucible Knight. It was way too hard for me. Have I not done Radon Festival in this game? I have the waypoint unlocked, so why are there still shades here? Why are you still here? I'm pretty sure I've killed your master. So you should be a lifeless puppet right now. Interesting. Huh. Because I have Radon's Arena, which means he's dead. What is going on here? Have I seriously just never returned here post-Radon? That's wild to me. It's scary how vividly I remember my first playthrough. Because I spent a lot of it lost, right? So this wasn't like 10 seconds in and out. You know, I passed by and it was over. This was 5 hours of me etching this into my mind as I was lost and frustrated. So that's why I remember these parts so well. Because it wasn't a quick little 10-20 minute journey. It was all goddamn day spent. But yeah, that was a really fun time. It was kind of funny too, my brother and I, we spent so long trying to kill this boss, we must have died to it a dozen times. And we were so bad at this game, man. Like, we were good at Dark Souls, but we were bad at Elden Ring. So we actually eventually gave up. And then just left. Another one I spent many hours lost and frustrated. My brother and I both, we wanted to get here. And we tried every conceivable path. Spent another entire day exploring every route. Seeing if we could get up from the Scarlet Swamp, if we could climb on tree branches. There was just no way. No way we could figure out to get here. Just to eventually figure out here. This is the pathway all the way up here. Well, all the way to here, actually. Yeah, that was, we were like, why? Why would they do that? So I'm going to take us to the next leg of our journey, because I may have not done this yet on this character. Oh, looks like I might have. Anyways, of course, my brother and I had no fucking clue how we were supposed to get the medallion for this place. So we ended up having to take the long way around. I think there was a hint. I think a crone told us we could take this path. Or something. I think some NPC directed us here. Because it was my terrible sense of direction. I don't think I ever would have found this on my own. But I also know that I refused to look anything up. Plus, if I looked it up, it probably would have just told me the easy way up here, and this is certainly not the easy way. Yeah, this is when I finally started to actually not be completely useless at this game, because there were many smithing stones in here. So I finally at long last upgraded my weapon. Do I have the Reduvia? Oh, I probably don't have the stats for it on this character. Because I'm still pretty much only using the Reduvia dagger at this point. So yeah, this is another place where I got very lost, and a big problem is... I don't want to phrase it as a problem, because it was great and it was fun. But one of the reasons it took so long to get through is because I was playing with my brother. So, of course, we were playing co-op all the way through this cave, which means we can get invaded by other players. And we were already running into people who were Rivers of Blood spamming before we even knew what the hell Rivers of Blood was. Already a lot of twink builds. So they kept killing us and sending us back to square one. And of course you want to explore the whole area, right? So you get your 15-minute cooldown after you've died, before you can be invaded again. But that 15 minutes is over really fast when you want to explore every nook and cranny. So we got invaded probably 3 or 4 times as we went through here. Trying to explore every little pathway. And of course we didn't know these were bombs on the ground. So we'd step on them and get fucking poisoned. Just like that. What is in my flask? That'll counter the poison well enough. I think when we got here, these guys are still hitting like a truck to us, right? And they stop your healing. So we were like, run, run, trying to get on the elevator, scrambling as they're fucking slashing at our backs. God, it was such a fun time. The first playthrough of this game is absolutely amazing. Because just everything is brand new to you. And there's just so much world to explore. And it's such a fun time. So yeah, I know it doesn't look like we've done much, but getting from that first room to here already would have been about 15 minutes for us. Because we wanted to explore everything, we wanted to read the item descriptions, to get the lore. And we were very under-leveled, so it took many hits to kill the enemies. So there's plenty of time for us to be invaded yet again when we got up here, which would kill us and set us back to the beginning, so we'd have to get back up here again. Oh god. And of course these guys don't help. And plus I was using a Reduvia dagger, so I did not have any range. It wasn't until Fire Giant that I switched from the Reduvia to an Occult Highlander axe. And I remember that because even though I deleted the character that I first played through the game with, I wanted to keep that axe. I loved it, so I still have it on my main character. I traded it to my brother, who then traded it back to my new main character. And I think my brother actually... oh shit. Quit at the Fire Giant. So everything... oh god, no. Oh no, that just awakened a repressed memory. After the Fire Giant, I messed up so bad. That's why I erased my character, now I remember. God fucking damn it. I got lost in the worst possible way. We will explore that after we finish this. Yeah, so another thing I actually remember, because we were so sad, we got to the Grace, and I was just about to unsummon him so I could rest at it, and we got invaded. They were like, God damn it. I just need to rest at the Grace. I was already so injured. I was out of healing items. Because of course you only start the game with like 2 flasks. And by the time we were here I only had like 5. So I didn't have a ton of healing. So of course we died to the invader. Man, it's wild your first time playing through this game, because you go through now and it's like, you know, a straight path. You know exactly what you're doing. But like every little journey, every little length of the cave that you go through, that was actual time spent. That was exploring, it was fighting enemies, it was failing, it was trying again. So much time spent going over and over the same parts again. So it really just drills itself into your mind. So by the time you're through it, you are like an expert on these caves. I'm playing it over and over again. And of course, that thing was extremely strong to us. Killed us many times. And flying enemies when you only use a dagger are so annoying to actually land a hit on. Because you're so good at keeping their distance from you. And of course we got invaded again. You're like, how did you get invaded twice in a row when the Grace was right there? Trust me. Trust me, we are bad at this game. So we died in this room probably fucking 10 times, which meant the 15-minute counter to get invaded again was up so we could get invaded again. So we finally beat that room, get to the top of the ladder, fucking Dingus McButthole invades. I'm sure that wasn't the name, but it was probably something like that. Just to send us all the way back again. Yeah, see, I'm ignoring a lot of smithing stones right now because I don't need them on this character. But I was very thoroughly checking every corner to get them because I really needed to upgrade my weapon. And we didn't go this way right away. I was actually... So the thing is, I saw these, and I was like, I'm not fighting two more of those. The first one we killed took so long. We died to it so many times, so I tried to see if there was another way around by going up and over there. So while we were exploring over there, of course, yet another invasion. Fuck, man, it happened so many times. He died so many stupid ways. It's actually really fun to go over. But eventually, at long last, we finally made it here. To fight this boss. And there should be... There he is. An NPC that gives us a gesture. So that was pretty exciting. Oh, we must already have that on this character. But he just gives you the casual greeting gesture. And oddly enough, this boss wasn't too hard, and I think it only took us 2, maybe 3 tries. That's because, again, as I've said 100 times, I was only using the Reduvia dagger at this point, which is amazing for shredding health bars of bosses like this. Because the bleed does % damage, so we could just rip it down really fast. And my brother was doing his guts build, so of course he would take aggro, and then I could just stab its asshole until it bled to death. So it was over easy peasy. The first time we fought it, we were terrified though, and definitely died. We did not one-shot this boss. Once we kind of like understood, okay, it's gonna throw magma at us, avoid that, and then just keep bleeding it. We were able to get the pattern down pretty easily. So cheesy, just using Dragon Lightning to kill it. And down you go. Oh, you got a little bit of health left. There we go. Magma Worm Sword. How many weapon types are in Elden Ring? I can't. I think around 17. I can't remember exactly. Actually, I don't have any DLC weapons on this character, so I can't see exactly. But there's spears, great spears, halberds, fists, bow, great bow, sacred seals, torches, small shields, medium shields, great shields, daggers, straight swords, great swords, colossal swords, thrusting swords, curved great swords, twin blades, axe, hammer, flail, colossal weapons. And then his DLC adds like martial arts and combat shields, perfume bottles. So there's a lot. There are a lot of weapon types in this game. Including cannons. We had so much fun with the cannons. So, I'm not going to tell you guys how long I was lost here because it was embarrassing, but I was very lost here. I definitely thought the path forward would be somewhere in here. Even though it's a straight fucking line up here. Because the problem is, right, like I was walking up here, And I told you guys, this area, Altus, is where I really started using Torrent. But it wasn't an immediate thing, right? I didn't get here and was like, okay, Torrent exists, I know it now. I was still forgetting, I was still mostly on foot. And I was still mostly playing with my brother, which means when he was in my world, I couldn't use Torrent even if I did remember he existed. So you go up here, and you get fucked to death by a dragon. So we were like, alright, that's probably not the right way, let's go another way where a fucking boss isn't gonna kill us. So I spent a lot of time lost here too. God, I love this game. But then when you get here, you see the Erd Tree for the first time. The golden clouds, the fall aesthetic, all worth it. You're finally here. And all I wanted to do was get to that Erd Tree. That's all I wanted to do. It's like we've been told to reach it this whole game. It's been looming over us, and now it's right there. I can fucking smell it. I can fucking lick it. The Erd Tree is right there. So we pretty much headed straight from here to the tree. And then of course after the tree is the snowy wasteland. Have I not done this area on this character? Huh. I guess not. Alright, so we're gonna have to cut off my my playthrough there. Like reminiscing about my first playthrough. But yes, by the time we reached Fire Giant, my brother needed a break from the game. So I completed the rest of the game myself. And switched to a Highlander axe. Man, this game's awesome. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the environment. So crazy to have an open world Dark Souls style game. You'll be happy to know because I was constantly lost. Yes, I missed almost every NPC quest line. Almost all of them, which is another reason I deleted my first character. So let's actually switch characters now. I'll go to my max level 1 so I can show you the dumbest thing I did and why I deleted my first character. If you're wondering why that character is named Frenzy, it's because that was supposed to be a Frenzy only build, but then I got pretty bored of it because Frenzy doesn't work on NPCs. Or not NPCs, but you know, PvE. So I switched off. I'm just going to toss that up for a second. I don't know which window has this. There it is. Alright. I have a character that is difficult to explain without context, and I don't feel like going into the context of it right now. So we're just gonna not look at my characters together. I swear to God, it's a lot more wholesome than it seems. Alright, where's my AFK? There it is. Alrighty then. So this is my highest level character that I've done pretty much everything in the game well. Ugh. So after you get oh, this is a big spoiler moment. Maybe don't look if you don't want spoilers. I'll tell you when the spoiler is over. So close your eyes, go to a different tab. It'll only last roughly 3 minutes, as I just kind of explained. Yeah, look away. Sorry, love. I won't say the spoilery things out loud, so you can just wear a blindfold or whatever. But a big spoiler area that I just have to pass through to get to the main area. So at a certain point in the game, you end up here, very lost. And so I'm looking for the next place to go to, which of course leads me right down here. And then I saw this and I was like, oh, so this must be the entrance to the next level. So I jump into the fucking hole like an idiot. Oh god, can I even survive this? What is fall damage in this game? I'm going to die. I'll just teleport in there. Because once I'm in there, it won't be spoiler territory anymore. So let's just teleport as soon as the loading screen is over. Do. Long loading screen. This is awkward. How's everyone doing today? So it was really neat seeing the random night. Okay, this is working. I don't know. I'm doing my eyes are closed. It's okay. The spoilers are over. You can look now. This isn't major game spoilers anymore. But yeah, it was cool seeing nightrein because I watched the trailer the first time as part of the Game Awards, right? So I didn't have all the time to take everything in. But I noticed the centipede demon, and I was like, that's a Dark Souls 1 enemy. Then I noticed the nameless king, and I'm like, that's a Dark Souls 3 enemy. Holy shit! And then I was rewatching later, and I was like. So I thought it was the Lake of Rot at first. And then I kind of looked close and I was like, wait. No, that's Demon Ruins. So I think that in Reign of Night, or nightrein, sorry. nightrein, they're going to combine all the Dark Souls worlds, which I think is really cool. Anyway, so I ended up down here from that hole in the roof. And I had done everything to get the, what was it called? Heir of the Stars ending? I think that's the name, unless I might be confusing that, but you guys know what I mean. The people who know what ending that is, they would know what it means. And so I came down here thinking this was the next level because I hadn't been here before. Because you can actually find this like pretty early on in the game if you know the right way. And locked myself into the shitty ending, into the worst possible ending. And I was so sad. I was so sad I couldn't get the ending I wanted that I deleted that character. I traded my brother my favorite weapons, and I was like, trade these to my new character when I make it. And I deleted that character. So my happiness, my run all ended in the literal shithole that is these fucking sewers. Which is why to this day, I hate this area more than I hate Blighttown. Which might sound like sacrilege to some people. But truly, this area has my greatest sorrow, my greatest failures. And of course, lots of being invaded. Because I kept trying to get help through here because I kept getting lost. And so this is going to be very embarrassing to admit. And some people are going to be shocked and horrified. So I told you I beat this game in 120 hours. That was my playtime on that character when I finally killed the final boss. I beat this game in 1 week. I would wake up and play this game, and I'd play it all the way through until I physically passed out. I would not go to sleep at a normal hour. It was just Elden Ring from wake until I pass out. Oh, shit, I died. Well, there goes all those runes I lost. Anyway. Yeah, not a fun area. No life? Absolutely no life at all. You are correct. But it was fun. Oh, you know what? This character should have every weapon type if you still want to see all the weapon types. Or at least close to all of them. Maybe my main character would have every weapon. Let's switch to my main character. Do. I actually kind of want to play around with the different weapon types too, as I continue exploring the world and kind of talking about my first journey. That is my main. Screen back on. Chat back up. No life to worry through the Final Fantasy XIV expansion in less than a month. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV kind of sucked for me. Because everyone just, every time you ask them anything, the response is, we'll do the story, do the main story, do the MSQ, do MSQ. So I felt really rushed and like I had to. And that just wasn't fun for me. So I rushed through it, I just didn't enjoy it. Yeah, let's start at the top and look at all of our weapon types. So of course we have daggers. I like how this is a short sword, but it's in the daggers section. And then we have throwing blades, which is different from daggers slightly. Then short swords, which is different from the Fire Knight's short sword, trust me, I'm a doctor. I'm not a doctor, don't trust me, that's a joke. So yeah, straight swords. Oh, I skipped over straight sword. Light great sword, which are actually really cool. I'll show this one off right now. They have a more like flighty, dancey kind of moveset. And they even have abilities that let you change their moveset if you equip them. So that's very nice, very fun. Best weapon type for a beginner. So that really depends on you. Personally, I love strength builds. I have been using great swords and ultra great swords since Dark Souls days. Great sword is very easy to get used to. It is slow but not too slow. I'll equip one right now. So they're not like zippy fast like a straight sword would be. But they do good damage, decent damage. They're not too slow so you still have time to avoid enemy attacks. And they're all around a good beginner strength weapon. And of course they're not DLC only. Light greatswords are DLC only. So you can't even have that as a beginner weapon. Unless you have someone give one to you. So if you like kind of heavy hitter, slightly more strength, tankier, bruiser, brawler kind of builds, a good way to start off would be a great sword. If you like to be faster, a little bit more glass cannon. a little more strategy and schmovement to how you play, then you are going to want a katana, which, where are my katanas? Here they are. What is it? Do any of these have... They're all unsheath. I was hoping one would have parry on it. Anyway, katanas are an excellent option if you prefer dexterity builds, faster, lighter, more dodgy stuff to it. You have a good varied move set. With these kind of attacks, you get decent range on them. Of course, the samurai starts with Uchigatana, and even if you don't start samurai, you can get one really early in the game. So they're also a great start. If you like to be faster, lighter, that kind of thing. Because you also have to invest points into, I believe it's endurance in this game, to have a higher equip load. So definitely, if you want to wear light armor, you don't want to invest that many points into endurance, you want to invest them elsewhere. Then you want to do a dexterity kind of build with a curved sword. Or a katana. Which curved swords are also great. Classic for speedrunners and stuff is the Bloodhound Great Fang, because it has bleed on it, so it works really well. It has good movement. It is it's a great sword, but also a curved sword, so it kind of combines that slow, heavy hitter movement with more agility kind of options to get in and get out as you need to. That's pretty good too. Overall, I would say anything works, right? Like whatever you like using will work for you. Even if you're a beginner, because you just have to get used to the game itself. So you might as well get used to it using the kind of weapon that you like. So for example, I was saying I went through the whole game with just a Reduvia dagger until the Fire Giant, my first playthrough. I have skipped over it twice. Drink my flask here. So this has like no range on it, so it kind of sucks ass. But it has high backstab damage, as most daggers do, and because of its ability, I can shoot little blood blades, which could make up for my range. It just cost me my flower power to use it. And of course, there's always dual wielding, power stancing, that kind of dealio. So if you want to go daggers, a really good way to do it is double up, double daggers, then you're super fast. You can get in and get that damage done. It's great. One I would highly recommend if you really just want a smooth first experience, fucking nothing's gonna resist you really. And you can go through pretty much just battering shit for the first half of the game. I would suggest hammers, specifically the Morning Star. Do I not even have the Morning Star? Our almost hammer builds are relatively similar. Morning Star because it has bleed on it, so it'll be able to do that percentage damage to bosses and help you. But hammers are great. They do okay damage, they're pretty fast. They're about as fast as straight swords. They're ever so slightly slower, but like ever so slightly more damage. But the reason they're great is because when you're exploring a lot, you'll end up in a catacomb, which has a lot of stone enemies like the imps and a lot of skeletal enemies. And skeletons are resistant, like extremely resistant to piercing, right? So you have like a rapier, a thrusting sword. That's gonna do fucking piss all to them. But a blunt weapon like a hammer, like the flail, that's gonna do massive damage to them. It does a lot more. And then of course the stone enemies too. And a lot of the time, even when you're not in a catacombs, you're in a mine, you're trying to get upgrade stones to upgrade your weapons. you're going to run into a lot of stone enemies there too. So a hammer is a great way to clear out those early areas, get those enemies killed, do big damage. And the flail can be equipped by not the flail. Bleh. The Morning Star can be equipped by any class. You can find it early on, and as long as you two-hand it, every single class with its starting stats can use it. So it's a great weapon to start out with, and to help you get through the beginning of the game if you're having some struggles, if you're not doing good in catacombs and stuff. Would highly recommend. The weapons I have personally fallen in love with are the fist weapons. I've been using the Sasius a lot before the DLC came out, and then of course after the DLC. The martial arts weapons reign supreme. And as I was saying with the Bloodhound Fang earlier, how that's a curved greatsword and that's a good speedrunner favorite weapon, so are the Iron Balls for fist weapons. The problem is closing the gap between enemies with these weapons. So a lot of enemies, it can be frustrating. They have big bodies that kind of block you from getting in close because you're kind of running into their collision box but not reaching their hitbox for damage. So it kind of sucks, but if you can figure out that spacing, fist weapons are fantastic. These ones especially, if you can put Craig on them, Craig Blade, that'll increase their damage scaling with strength. So they'll just hit like an absolute fucking truck. So it really depends on how you want to play. There's no wrong answer for a first weapon. But I would say if you just want to get into the game right away and not think too much about what weapon you're using and you don't care too much, great sword if you want slow heavy hitter, tankier build, katana, or curved sword if you want a faster build, faster in and out kind of build, and a hammer if you just want to not have to deal with enemy resistances and stuff. So yeah, great sword, curved sword or katana, or a hammer. Those are usually the way to go if you're very early in your journey and just need, even if you just like want to unlock the other weapon types, so you want a weapon to help you get through the enemies that you need to go pick up the weapon you want in a dungeon or whatever. Those are a good just starting point for you. Sorry, I think I rambled about this way too long. I go very nerd mode with this game. But of course, a very fun thing to do, if you're a big nerd like me, is the classic straight sword and shield so you feel like a knight. Let's go pick on my favorite camp to pick on. How do I... Here we are. So usually when I kind of do like weapon showcases and stuff, I come here because it's the very first area you'll end up in. Like you start the game here, and then the road leads you here. You'll be here within like 15 minutes of your first playthrough. And it has a large group of enemies that you can test a lot of different stuff out on. Another thing to consider is kind of what you want to be your secondary in the game. So most people will pick a kind of magic, right? So if you want to focus on blood or frost, then you want more arcane. If you want kind of like fire, lightning, holy damage, you want to have faith. And if you want magic, that kind of stuff, also ice actually, magic, ice, gravity, then you want intelligence. So you want to kind of think about what weapon is going to build into that, right? Like if I go here, the this sword. Love this sword. And it works with arcane. So like dragon spells and stuff would work with arcane too. So if you want dragon as sort of your secondary, then this would be a great straight sword for you to use. So you have something for when you run out of magic, mana, flower power as I call it. So you can keep on attacking, but it also scales with the type of magic you use. But then, of course, you have stuff like this, right? This one, Sword of St. Trina, works with intelligence because it's a magic sword. So you could have that with the intelligence build. This one works with faith. So if you're using a faith build, yada yada. You get the point. Right, and then there's stuff like that in every category. So, great sword. There's one scales with arcane, scales with intelligence, scales with faith. So when you're picking out a weapon, it's good to kind of think of what kind of magic you want to end up using, and picking a weapon that can work with it, so that your stats aren't spread too thin. That's always a good way to go with it. And then, and I'm just going to do some bullshit here. Let's get the whole camp mad at me. Sound your horn, call everyone. If you pick a weapon that scales well with your very favorite element, such as this faith sword here, they end up being able to do ridiculous shit. Which is awesome. So I don't actually have high intelligence on this character, so I can't show off all of the different sword types. But they are all great. So the easiest weapon in this game, and it gets a lot of hate because of how easy it is, but like, you know, it's a video game. Play how you want, have your fun. For me, Dark Souls games have never been about the challenge, even though I do have like soul level 1 runs, rune level 1 runs that I do. Those are fun side things for me. The main goal for me in these games is a power fantasy. To like see the enemy that killed me so easily before, and to be able to squash it. To feel like the strongest motherfucker around. I love that. I love that feeling. That's why I play these games. So if there's a ridiculously overpowered weapon, go ahead and use it. Get it to plus 10 and use it to kill Melania like I did. So this would be the most broken weapon in the entire game for someone who doesn't... What is the play way to put it? It doesn't require a lot of planning, a lot of strategy, or skill to use it. Right? So if you just want the most broken, overpowered bullshit, Rivers of Blood would be your go-to, which is an arcane katana. They nerfed it several times. A big nerf that was very good for it was its range. It used to have absurd range. But it works with Blood Flame, so it does fire damage, which a lot of enemies are weak to. Because fire is kind of sacrilegious in this game, so it's strong against god enemies. And it does bleed, of course, which is a percentage of their health. So it chunks them down right away. And it comes out so fast. Now you can just slap, roll out of the way. But that weapon cannot be found until later in the game. Oh yeah, another weapon that's really cool is Twin Blades. Personally, actually, Twin Blades are my weapon of choice for PvP, just because of how fast they are. And how you can get a lot of coverage with them, like see how it kind of hits behind and in front of me. I very rarely do PvP, but when I do, But when I do, also I have to put the coolest Ash of War on this just to show it off. That's another great thing in this game is that the special ability of your weapon, the Ash of War, can be freely changed as long as it's not a special weapon, like one that has to have a specific Ash of War. You can change it around to whatever you like. Which also allows you to put different elements on it. So even if you have like a normal greatsword that's your favorite, but you want it to do holy damage or fire damage, you can put that on the sword yourself. So yeah, like I just went to rest at the bonfire of the grace. And then I can put whatever ability on this that I want. Which is a cool flying one. I think it should be set up for PvP already, yeah. So my go-to PvP build is an ice twin sword with the Phantom Blade Ash of War on it. Because ice does percentage damage like bleed. It can be reset with fire, so that you can start building it up again if you want. But if you don't reset it while it's on them, their stamina will increase slower. And then with an Ash of War that lets you charge at the enemy like Phantom Slash, it is great for roll catching. It's like someone comes in to fight you, you do a trade, they try to roll away, you catch them as they roll away. Obviously an NPC is not going to roll away, but yeah. You catch them with that as they try to get away. And it is great. So again, whatever weapon you choose really comes down to your own playstyle and what you want out of the game. If you want more of a challenge, if you want an easy path through, if you just want to fight bosses, if you want to clear out camps of enemies like this, if you want to get way into the PvP, and then even with PvP there's different things you can do, right? Like if you want to be an invader, then you want to build setup for fighting 1 versus 2, because that's what you're going to be doing most of the time. 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, you're going to be outnumbered. If you want duelist, then it's going to be 1 versus 1. And then the arena even offers like tag team battles, so you can fight with your teammates, with your friends. So you could have a different build for that too. So yeah, when it comes to weapons in this game, there is a lot of freedom of expression. Anything works. Anything's good. Because a lot of it also comes down to the way that you buff yourself. So you could have like a shitty little dagger. Boop. And then you put fire on it. And then you use like a fire scorpion talisman. And then a fire knot crystal tier. And then a critical boost talisman. And then you backstab someone with it. That is going to do mondo damage. So you can always just build yourself around any weapon that you like and still do a lot of damage. And that is why I love this game. There are infinite options you can enjoy. And stealth is not great in this game. It's definitely not built for stealth, but it can be fun to fuck around with. So like that. Sneak up behind him, backstab him. No upgrades on this dagger, but because daggers get a bonus to backstabs, huge damage, instantly dead. Very fun. This weapon is upgraded. I do not have an unupgraded version, so you can't see the normal damage. It would be very low though. But a throwing knife, also very fun. Why did that not hit you? Did this go through your shield? Nope. Why is it even called piercing then? No, doggy, go away. I don't want to fight you. Yeah, another fun thing about this game, the cool thing, I'm very into the weapon topic. I'm glad you brought this up, thank you. It is very fun to talk about. But it's just the fact that different enemies do have different weaknesses, right? So, say dragons. There are a lot of weapons built to beat dragons, especially dragon lightning itself. So you can use that against them. And then, as I was saying earlier, skeleton stone enemies, they're weak to blunt. So it's really good to just kind of like a lot of different weapons that you like to cycle through. Like you can hold 3 weapons per hand, right? So you can cycle through as you need them, what you want. Undead enemies are also weak to holy damage. So if you get like a holy hammer, per se, you get, and there, if you find an ash of war of an element, then you don't need the right stone to put that element on something. So you can actually get a holy hammer pretty early on if you want. But I am going to use the most overpowered one for funsies. But yeah, that would do huge damage to undead. Just absurd. If they are huge tanky enemies that you're struggling with, getting some poison on them can help do some chip damage over time. Phew! I love the holy hammer. Yeah, this game is more just like mix and matching for your own style, what you enjoy. And if you want something really fun, where is it? Doop, doop, doo, doo. Oh. I am not using Arrow's Reach Talisman, that's right. Yeah, I should put one on. Because these do not have great range, but they are good if you are above a target, if you have the high ground. You can choose stuff with a fucking cannon. Down he goes. And of course, talismans are a huge part of this game, and upgrading whatever weapon you want to use. Like you see here, I'm getting way more range because they put on a ranged talisman. Killing them from all the way back here. Alright, now a motherfucker needs to die. Do I have a fire scorpion? I do. Wonderful. Oh. How do I shoot this? There we go. This is a shield that's also a cannon. And it is very fun. Why did you not call the horde on me? Oh shit, I missed. I overshot it. Yeah, I can block all their attacks because it is, in fact, a shield. And then blow them up with a fucking cannon. And if you set this up the right way, you can one-shot some bosses with it. It is great. What's wrong, guys? Oh shit, I wasn't paying attention to my stamina. Their shield broke me. But yeah, the fun thing is that while aiming, it still acts as a shield, so it can block them. And then you just pull the trigger and blow them up. And the weapons in this game are endlessly fun. Go on, try to attack me. So yeah, the one true answer to best weapon in this game is whatever you're having the most fun with at that moment. Switch it around lots. And take no prisoners. I have to kill this camping animal with my very special spear. Just because it's fun. Seriously, you just walk through my field of spears, how dare you? Alrighty. Let's get to actually killing stuff. You know what? I haven't beaten the game on this character. I'm just realizing that I could go platinum the game if I wanted to. Should I just go get the platinum trophy? The last trophy I've been putting off for ages. See, where are my favorite weapons? We do have the Highland Axe, which is absolutely delightful. Also love the Meteoric Sword. Oh, with my armor I'm too heavy though. Much sadness. Where are my seals? Here they are. Go with that, that. And we'll switch out the meteor sword to a regular greatsword. And then I should be all set with all my favorites. I zoned out. What was I looking for? This. Blasphemous Blade should do us fine and dandy. Oh my god, you're still alive. Sweep the leg. Alright, what is left on my to-do list? Oh, right, that's why I never beat the game. Because the world gets kind of ugly when you beat the game. I don't like the ugly look. I like the pretty. The pretty look. Oh well, let's get it over with. I've been putting it off for this many years. Finally getting the platinum trophy. I guess if I'm beating the game, there might be spoilers again. I'm sorry. We only have 20 minutes left of the stream, though. Let's see how far I can actually get. Oh shit. I was just talking about how great talismans are for specific builds, and I forgot to put on my talismans for this build. Whoops. Ouch. Oh my god, I actually died. I'm so out of practice. Anywho, let's put my talismans on. Hey, we're taking bonus damage too. Oh god, I'm dumb. Where's my swaddling cloth? Swaddling cloth. There we go. If I fail, we have fist weapons again, because his hitbox is kind of hard to hit with short-range weapons. I'll just switch to using great swords. Why am I so heavy? Alright, I need to lay off the McDonald's. Yeah, this is getting annoying, punching at nothing. That is a problem I really wish they would have fixed with this boss. Or fist weapons are awful against it. Because hitbox is ridiculous. Like that should have been 2 hits there. Yeah, you are very annoying when I don't have any range on my weapon. Here I go. Ouch. Martial arts reign supreme.
Witness tarnished. Why cover destined death? To kill what?
It's not really about what I want to kill, it's about me wanting the platinum trophy. You know, let me just like double and triple check that I'm not in the wrong ending right now, because that would be very upsetting. When this gosh darn cutscene is over. Come on. "17 minutes left of the stream, let's go." I'm waking up to ash and dust. Alright. Right. Okay. Where was that armor? That was Diablo's armor, right? Oslo. And my eyes. Eyes are normal. Okay. Where is the elevator again? I don't actually remember. Oh, I should have rested. Nah. Teleporting would probably just take longer. Problem is, there's like no landmarks here, so I get lost so easy. Do I have the shirt I want? I do. Elevator. Yeah, where am I even headed? That's the question. I'm trying to get like here. So it's this way, that way. This way? That way. Yeah, I'm just gonna go beat the game, so there's gonna be big spoilers ahead. Sorry, anyone who didn't want that. Just, I guess exit the stream, sorry. All I could say. Because I want that platinum. Hello there.
Ah, I knew you'd come. To stand before the Elden Ring. To become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, none shall take the throne. Queen Marika has high hopes for us, that we continue to struggle. Unto eternity.
Oh god. Am I actually gonna die to Gideon? Of all fucking people? That would be embarrassing. Do you just fucking heal? In my boss rush? What is this mark you put on me?
No. In my bones.
Yeah.
Tarnished cannot become a lord. Not even you. A man cannot kill a
Oh my god, shut up. I don't think any new enemies spawn up here. I am not sure. Now that I think about it. It has been a good while for me. Looks like we're in the clear. Do I have any crab? What kind of insane man doesn't have crab on him? Alright. This will have to do. Let's just making sure I actually touch the grace. I zone out easily. Do. I don't remember having a sign here. They must have added it. That's cool. Now to fight my favorite boss in this game. Ouch. Alright, FLE, take in. Ouch. Oh, fuck. Ow. Please don't do the AoE spam. I face you now as Noble Forge, warrior. Oh, that covered the whole arena. Oh my god, stop getting here with the grab attack. Oh god, don't get me with the grab attack highly though, please. Please? I said please. No! Fuck. Oh!
Brave, tarnished.
Favorite boss down.
Befits.
He is so cool. I love him. And you hear that? He said, my strength befits a crown. So proud. I wonder if they added an NPC that will help me fight the final boss. Probably not, right? Oh god, we have 5 minutes left. I don't think we can... We're gonna have one shot at this boss and one shot only. I am definitely not a speedrunner, so I should not have started the boss rush so close to the end of the stream. Alright, final boss time, let's go! Ouch. I'll just come back stronger. Unless you kill me. I drank too much. Oh my god, he dodged it. That is so bad for me. Oh, fuck, did he just smack me out of the air like a fly? Bro. Bro, chill. It was a prank. It was just a prank, bro. Yeah, I don't think we're killing the 2 last bosses in the 3 minutes we have remaining. So let's save that for another stream. Because I am very sleepy. And I'm sorry my streams are always so short, but that's just how life is. Hope you all have a fantastic evening. You are all lovely, wonderful people. Hope each and every one of you makes good choices. That's what I always say. I am the real Noah. Anyway, make good choices, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.